And we are live. Welcome everyone to another Ace Attorney live stream. As we get to take on the fucking statue today. We're putting this fucking creepy ass solo leveling son of a bitch behind bars. I called it from the get-go because it creeped me the fuck out, and I knew it. I knew it. How we doing, guys? Dash, Jan, welcome to the stream, guys. How's your Thursday going so far? Yay. I can watch it. Yay. Cool. I've got the Pirates Mets game on because I can actually have baseball on. Yay. Yay me. I may wind up making a coffee here at some point during the stream, but that's solely because I kind of want another coffee. Don't need it, but my walk was enough to energize me today. But, you know, I will say, I am, let's say last night didn't go my way with one specific bet because Eamon Thompson decided not to shoot the fucking ball for an entire half of basketball, which I didn't know was physically possible for any player that started. Man shot once in a whole half. It pissed me the hell off. I missed my bet by one bucket, if it's not obvious. Yeah. I mean, I made most of my money back last night, so I wasn't, like, vitriolly, like, you know, furious above furious, but I would have made a good profit if it had hit. That's why it was mad. And that's all I needed. Everything else hit. Jokic got his triple-double, everything else was good. Fucking, they go to overtime and he still can't get the bucket. I was upset. Alright. Dash, were you asking about what the fuck I did? Alright, let me get the in-game audio going. My volume up so I can hear it and jam. Alright. We're gonna kill this fucking statue just like Sun Jin Woo would want us to do. We are gonna prove we are elite. We are S rank. Will you please state your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I am Aristotle Means. Oh, you made your what's your parlay, Jaren? I gotta hop on it. You know I gotta follow you on your UFL parlay. Let me see if I can do a UFL parlay yet. I don't know if I can. There may not be UFL parlays this year. Where's the Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything on FanDuel. Wait a minute. I spoke too soon. Let me hear it. Let me hear it, Jan. Let's get this over with now before I just throw all my anger from last night into this fucking statue. Okay, so... Oof. I don't think I can... Can I not do the Stallions money line? That's weird. That's so weird. I can't do the Stallions money line. I don't know why it's not available. But, DC, Dallas, and Columbus and Orlando. Through 42. Alright, so DC money line, Dallas money line. Let's see if I can get an alternate line here. Nope. Okay, we'll just go under 41. Yeah, for some reason they don't have the Louisville-Birmingham game on here, so I can't do that one. But I can do the other three, so I'll follow you on that. I'll put $2 in on that. What's the other one? Okay. DC and St. Louis under. Renegades money line. Okay. Okay. If that hits, if both those hit, I'll make $10. I had to keep a little bit of money in my account solely for parlays later today. Now, let's go at this son of a bitch. I teach the lawyer course at Themis Legal Academy. And let me add that while I welcome any opportunity to assist with the trial, I don't care for this unique suspicion. Don't worry, Professor. We're just interested in the mock trial video right now. I found that out a little while ago that XD had been put on there, and trust me, I started it up because I had to. I didn't start really playing, but I did start it up to just look for something. And they got rid of the hack. I'm not happy about it. I'm sure it would work if I had a controller for it, like an actual base controller. But there used to be a hack in the game, both in Coliseum and XD, that you could take your wireless controller and you could just make them run directly into a wall and then turn off your controller, and they would continue to walk directly into that wall, and it would get all your steps for you to purify your shadow Pokemon. It would take fucking forever still, but it was an easy way to just do that, do something else while it's happening, and you can just let it go. I did that so much back in the day. Did that so much back in the day. I will say, I'm waiting for them to put Coliseum on there before we do any XD. I would have to wait for Coliseum first, because you gotta do them in order. We're gonna do them again, because I think we played both already. I think we streamed both. I know we streamed Coliseum. I don't know if we streamed XD. We just need to take another look at that speech you gave. Can we count on your cooperation in this? Very well, if that's all you're interested in. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. We need to find some sort of evidence that shows this speech was pre-recorded. Alright, I believe we're ready. Let's roll the video. Let's see that footage. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. Oh no, I'd forgotten how long and boring his speech was. That's fucking shit boring. Wake me up once September ends. Hey, no fair. I saw that you got a Darren Waller jersey. You're over here getting your jersey collection going? I mean, if it's that cheap, you get it. Like, I'm not saying I would have gotten a Darren Waller jersey, but, you know. I will say, one jersey that I would get, and no reason why I would get it, but I would totally get it if I saw it, is a Justin Blackmon jersey. I would totally do it. Just because I would love to say I have a Justin Blackmon jersey. Funkenborg. That is a good way to make people not know it's pre-recorded. Very true. Myself no like for paying $50 for a Geno jersey. Yeah. The experiences of our youth have a powerful and profound effect on our adult. Ah, you there. Wake up. Pay attention. Huh? I'm awake. Isn't that right, Your Honor? What? I'm awake too. Wide awake. See? Guys got ETN jerseys on clearance. $50 for a teal game jersey. $20 for a t-shirt jersey. That one wouldn't be bad. ETN wouldn't be bad. Or I'm sorry, HN. Let's pronounce it correctly. Even though, who in their right mind would pronounce that name HN? Who? Who in their right mind would have pronounced that HN without being told that's how it's pronounced? Like, come on. Yeah, I don't believe it either. I'm going to keep saying ETN. Because that makes sense. I don't buy that it's HN. I really wish they had gone the Miami Vice route, though, with those jerseys. I wanted the Miami Vice color scheme so damn bad on those jerseys. Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. Pay attention, and you may make a difference one day. Now, let the mock trial begin. ETN, because that's how everybody thought it was pronounced. And then he goes back to Louisiana and is like, oh, it's pronounced HN. I'm like, bruh, you didn't tell anybody in Jacksonville that's how it was pronounced. Could have easily just said it then. Come on. That is about it. One of my better speeches, if I do say so myself. I even saw some of our students with tears in their eyes. Those were getting the sleepies out. He's obviously not familiar with the phrase bored to tears. Listen, Psych Stono. If you have subjected me to this epic study in tedium without purpose, Taco will feast on your tongue after I've cut it out. You were asleep the whole time. That's how it's pronounced. Any other pronunciation is lying. The man said it was HN and nobody believes him. I don't think there was a situation where he didn't want to be in Jacksonville. I just think it's the fact that he went home is why he brought it up. Because he's from Louisiana. I mean, he liked being in Jacksonville because he got to keep playing with Trevor. I will say though, still he got paid way too much money, and I like Travis a ton. I wanted to keep him personally. I understand not, because you don't pay running backs. But I wouldn't have paid him fucking 13 mil. My high on him was 7. I wouldn't have gone over 7 million. That's where I drew the line on ETN. So you can tell where I thought about him. I drew the line at 7 million. So the fact he got paid double. Well, Miss Sykes, did you notice anything strange about that speech? He would rather play with Trevor more than anyone else because it's the quarterback he played 8 fucking years with. If you played with somebody for 8 straight years and found a good chunk of success, maybe not the best, but a good chunk of success, I would think you'd be happy to play with that person. Would you rather play with Tyler Shuck or Trevor Lawrence? That says enough. Can I please hear that last part again? Bruh, if you think Shuck has more upside when he's older than Trevor Lawrence, you don't know football. The man is going to retire while Trevor is still in his 20s. Not really, because Shuck's only like, I think, 4 months older than Trevor, but he is, I think. Wait, maybe he's like a year older. Is he 25? Is Shuck 25 or is he 24? Because he might actually be like a whole year older. I like how I type in Tyler Shuck and I don't even get his Wikipedia. He's 26? They're not the same age. They're not the same age. Trevor's 25 this year. His birthday's in October. He was born in 99. Well, no, never mind. 27 is what he would be. You're right. Never mind. Math is wrong. I'm done. I literally mathed entirely wrong and then realized it after I said it. So, yeah, never mind. Yeah, no, Shuck doesn't have more upside than Trevor. I stand by that. I stand by that. If you think Shuck has more upside than Trevor, you don't know football. I'm not saying Trevor's even the best quarterback in football. I think Shuck, at best, probably right with Trevor at about top 15. At best. But I don't think Shuck's going to reach that. He's with the Saints. The Saints haven't been a competent franchise since a natural disaster happened. So, you know, it took a natural disaster to make them competent. And then they fell off a cliff. He's only away. I thought he was older. Like, I thought it was like a month. Huh? They're both going to retire at the same time. Both probably without Super Bowls, if we're being honest. Because I'm not going to say that Jacksonville's ever win the Super Bowl. I stand by the fact I will never see Jacksonville win a Super Bowl. I don't care how good they get. I don't buy I'll ever see it. Are they? Oh, they already put out starting lineup. I didn't realize that. I guess so. Game starts at 4. Greg Roman, I don't think coached for the Saints. You mean Greg Williams? I mean, they fell off a cliff when they got rid of the only coach that actually did anything. They got rid of Peyton. I'm not going to read that again. There. I finally found what we needed. Oh! No, yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This man's dumber than me. I might be stupid, but I know my colors. This man doesn't know what... He's either colorblind or doesn't know colors at all. Those are the only two options. Professor Means, I have only one question about your speech. Why does that last part we just heard contradict with this?
Take that!
The professor said the pure white Lady Justice would be watching over them. But the Lady Justice in the video isn't even close to being white. It's gold. That guy's an idiot. It's as gold can be. I'm not sure I can wrap my jaw around that to test its authenticity. I didn't say it was made of gold, Your Honor. Now, it's true that this statue is pure white, but it broke before the mock trial began. The one you see here is its replacement. Oh, well, that's a shame on every count. Ironically, this gold statue sticks out like a sore thumb compared to the white one, meaning the professor wouldn't have made a mistake in its color if he'd been present. It seems that I have caused some confusion, but it was merely an oversight on my part.
Objection!
The statue was in the middle of the room. How could you not know what it looked like? Well, I was in a balcony seat. Furthermore, the statue had previously been white. I don't care where the fuck you are in that room, you're seeing that thing. You had literally the best, like, vantage point. You had an eagle's viewpoint here, bruh. Like, you could see everything, and you couldn't tell it was... What the fuck, man? I'm afraid this isn't sufficient evidence of the speech being pre-recorded. I actually think that's plenty evidence. Your argument is I couldn't see it, and I knew it was already white, so I said it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm sitting there as a judge, I'm like, that's probably the worst argument you could make. You could have said, I'm colorblind, and that would have made more sense. Like, I would have been like, okay, maybe you are. Like, you couldn't see it? From literally the best vantage point possible? I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb. We had our answer long ago. The accused was the only one to leave the lecture hall. No, wait. I'm a tiny bit colorblind, but it's mainly like pinks and purples. There's gotta be something that can prove that the speech was pre-recorded. According to the mock trial video, the speech started here and ended here. That's a 10.5-minute fucking speech. Bruh, no wonder they fell the fuck to sleep. It was a little over 10 minutes, but I doubt anyone wants to be tortured again. It was only a little over 10 minutes? It felt like it went on forever. How'd you figure out how long it was? Easy. There's a timestamp in the top right. All you have to do is subtract the time the speech started from the time it ended. I feel like there should have been a comment. Okay. The speech goes from the 10-minute mark to 20:35. Or the speech goes from the 10-minute mark to 20:35. Wait a second. I could swear I've seen the same interval of time listed among the evidence. Nothing there time-wise. Where was the other slip? Oh, 120. 10 minutes and 35 seconds of noise requiring further testing. Well, I think we know the further testing.
Take that!
I'd like the court to take a look at this. And this is the voice print analysis that proves the voice on the tape recorder belongs to our client. Yes, but didn't we just establish that the voice on the tape recorder was a fabrication? We did, but what I'd like to focus on is the noise that is also there. Noise? Yes, the defense believes it resulted when the tape's previous recording was erased. Did Brandon Lowe really home run right off the bat? I've still got Cruz and Peralta going head to head here. Oh, there we go. Yep. I'd fast forward. Well, I didn't have Brandon Lowe going yard. I took James Wood to hit a homer, so that game starts at 2. And what do you hope to prove by that? The length of the noise is what's important. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds in all. And what did the timestamp read at the moment Professor Means began his speech? That would be exactly 10 minutes. Now let's fast forward this long-winded exercise in boredom to the end. Okay, stop. The video timestamp now reads 10:30 or 20:35. Based on this, we know the time it took for the speech alone. Right, subtract 10 minutes and you get 10:35. 10 minutes and 35 seconds. Right, 10 minutes and 35 seconds. The same as the noise on the tape recording. Actually, I do need to see what bets I need here. Well, I need Brian Reynolds to get 1 hit, run, or RBI. So that's the only thing I got in this Pirates game. So I'll keep my eyes on that. On the Mets, so that's nothing for you. Yep. I need 6 strikeouts from Skeens. So I'm looking for Skeens strikeouts. I assume you all understand what this means. Professor Means' pre-recorded speech had been where the noise is now.
Silence.
You seem rather confident, considering this is a mere happenstance match of numbers.
Objection!
Heat hits from Bichette and Soto. Both very possible. Both very possible. Good choices. I almost took Soto to homer. Almost. That was like, nah, we're going to go James Wood. I couldn't even remember, like, what game, like, who they played. But I was like, yeah, we're going to go James Wood. But is it really just numbers? I do not care what you have to say, Clavier. We've been through this, man. We've been through this. The Pirates have a welder's mask as their home run thing this year? That's great. The police are analyzing the noise as we speak. It won't be long until we know what was originally there. Now I'm sure of it. The professor was trying to create an alibi with the recording by pinning the crime on Junie. Well, he's not gonna get away with it. Not on my watch. Not on my watch either, because he's a creepy ass fucking statue. Miss Sykes. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm sorry. From this angle, can we just say he kind of looks like Ganondorf? Do you see it? From this angle, can you see how he kind of looks like an old Ganondorf? Is it just me? Like, I love it. I fucking love it. It looks... Because I saw it and I was immediately like, oh my god, it looks like Ganon. That's cool as shit. I believe you are well aware of my methodology. There we go, words. Even if Juniper were the perpetrator, I would vigorously defend her as per my word. And to that purpose, I offered to be her lawyer. At last, look what's happened. All I've stated are obvious deductions derived from evidence and testimony. Truth be told, I have no intentions of testifying. I had been keeping quiet for Juniper's sake. But now that you cast this blame upon me, I have no choice but to reveal the truth. Uh-oh. This doesn't sound good. I will now reveal the truth behind why I had to pre-record my speech before the mock trial. I, Professor Means, always say what I mean, and mean what I say by all means. The fuck does that mean? Dear Lord, 3 balls right off the bat, Skeens? What are you doing, man? Oh, we got a called strike there. I will say, that was a time to use the ABS. Because he was definitely off the mark. The defendant came to me with what she said was very important, and by necessity, secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. Juniper confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. But when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do. None of that makes any goddamn sense. None of that makes any goddamn sense. You want to know why it doesn't? He just made Juniper sound like a fucking mob boss. She is not a damn mob boss. Like, you're having me believe that she came up to you and went, yo, I murdered her? Oh, damn. He walked. Walked off a check swing. But, like, she goes up there, according to him, and goes, yo, I murdered her. And if you don't help me, you're going down with me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she doesn't strike me as that kind of person. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see it. The fuck are you doing, Soto? Soto, like, looking like he's gonna bunt. Juniper would be like a fainting goat, yeah. She definitely ain't no mob boss. She ain't no Al Capone over here. Oh my. So you're saying the defendant threatened you? This has to be a lie. I mean, everything about it lines up too perfectly to be true. Oh, this most consequential of occasions, let me be completely frank with you. Juniper has truly taken to heart my teaching that states, the end justifies the means. I don't believe you. When she asked me to defend her, she said I must prove her two friends innocent. Her two friends? The witnesses? Correct, Hugh O'Connor and Robin Newman. I was to ensure all three walked free. All three were to achieve their dream. That was the result Juniper was seeking. And she was even willing to threaten me, her own professor, to that end. Well, there you go, Jan. You got your Soto hit. Oh, wow. I thought they got that tag on Lindor for a second. You, no doubt, had high praise for her ruthless tactics. Yes, well, that is why I vowed to vigorously defend her despite her threatening me. Ooh, that is a close one. That is a close tag at third. There was a time when lawyers merely sought the truth if they wished for victory in court. But alas, those days are over. Isn't? Who did the judge course? Was Court the judge course? Yeah, she was the judge course. So yeah, Court was her professor, because he does the lawyer course. He's the professor for Hugh. And that's why Hugh's a dick. Now, in the defense of justice, order, and all that is good, the end justifies the means. I am so sick of hearing that phrase, and that's why I titled the fucking stream properly. Though it truly grieves. Yeah, it truly grieves me so. I must tell you this. Forsake the truth if it's victory you seek. Steel yourself for this new courtroom reality. Ew, Boba Chett's wearing 19. That's a weird number. I don't like it. I've never been a big fan of the number 19 in sports. It's a weird number to wear in my opinion. But, like, that's a weird number on him. That is a weird number. That doesn't. He's gonna regret dragging those dismal, depressing ideas in here. Since he's already surrendered to the dark age of the law, it's up to me to fight it. Why so silent, Sykes Dono? Something the matter? And that's gonna tag up Lindor for the sack fly. This is a court of law. It's no place for long-winded talks about idealistic principles. That's why I'm going to let the evidence do the talking. Let's not get carried away now, Miss Sykes. It will not do to have you attempting to discredit my doctrine. Do not force me to rectify this situation. No, go ahead and rectify it. Only if I lose, and you win, that is. I mean, when you have a smile like that, probably. Dear Lord, man. Skeens has already thrown 17 fucking pitches. You could double him up, possibly, though. Need this man to get things going. Get in the zone.
Hold it!
I doubt our client would have come to you with something like that.
You have a point there. If only Professor Court had been alive, I suspect Juniper would have gone to her instead.
That is the... Okay, you ever want, like, the most villain thing to say? It's right there. It's like, she totally wouldn't have done that. And then it's just... Oh, wow, that was essentially a bunt from Polanco. Damn. Like, that's the most villain thing to say. You say all that, and then she's like, well, if Core was alive, maybe she would have gone there now, wouldn't she? Fucking dick. So your client came to talk to you after Professor Court was dead?
Let's go through this step by step, shall we? First, Juniper came to me that day.
Hold it!
Are you suggesting it was our client who told you to fake an alibi?
You have every reason to be surprised. I, too, was shocked when she told me. Simply put, Juniper has a secret that she wished to protect that badly.
Is he kidding me? That lie couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is, how am I going to expose it?
It was an earnest request from an outstanding student. How could I possibly have refused?
Hold it!
Did you consider that a threat?
Yes, but it's now you whom she has passed her demands on to. Miss Sykes, you must realize that you too are being used by Juniper.
What?
Your Honor, I ask that you too do not let her feigned weakness and innocence fool you.
My glasses just went flying. And not for good reasons. This man right here might be one of the biggest assholes in video game history for me. This man went from just being like, you know, obviously a dick and being evil in the most obvious facet possible, and now he's red-pilled. Like, I hate everything about this man. Not to mention, he looks like a fucking statue at a solo level. Yeah, man. Skeens can't finish off Louise Robert. Come on.
Juniper Woods is quite clever and extremely tough. And perhaps more importantly of all, she is a fervent follower of my teachings.
Objection!
Your Honor, the witness's testimony is nothing but an attack on our client's character.
Very well. Objection sustained. So be it. Nevertheless, the fact that she threatened me is immutable.
That's a word that is never used. Immutable?
Hold it!
How could you overlook such a threat? As a teacher, it's your duty to discipline students.
Yes, well, perhaps I do have some serious reflection to do on this matter. I suppose it was just wishful thinking on my part. I wanted to believe that.
Great UFL news, Louisville game is sold out completely? Fuck yeah, love to hear it. Fucking love to hear it, man. That's fantastic. Bro, I am not gonna make this fucking parlay. Because Paul Skeens is playing terrible early on. I mean, he is playing awful. And good job on the stabby stab, Jerry.
Juniper hadn't actually committed murder, and that she hadn't meant to threaten me. Really? Please do explain. Long had I waited for a student who would embody my teachings. Does the witness realize what he is saying? Surely you must see the true meaning in my words. I am merely saying true to what I teach, and my methods are but a reflection of the times.
Oh. Wow. His way of thinking is really warped. But I haven't heard any inconsistencies yet. I wouldn't be so sure. Really? The more he tries to avoid logical inconsistencies in his testimony, the more likely we'll see inconsistencies between his actions and words.
It is a dark age in which we live, and there is much I would like to say on that matter.
Hold it!
You were trying to protect our client? Yeah, right. He'll say anything to pin the blame on Junie.
What a frightful look. I would ask that you not glare at me so. I've nothing but admiration for how Juniper was willing to go as far as to threaten me. That is why I am protecting her by any means possible. She has been a model student.
Liar. You're trying to pin the blame on her. How am I going to show that what he's saying isn't what he's really thinking? Dear Lord. Dude, they're about to tack on 3 more runs. Holy shit. Paul Skeens might not make it out of the first.
You cannot possibly overturn my claims. So isn't it about time you admitted defeat? After all, if my unassailable logic is not truth, then what is?
If he thinks I'm going to give in to his pack of lies, he's got another thing coming. I'm gonna find a hole in his story, if it's the last thing I do. Even though he's rotten to the core, he's a total pro. I mean, that all made perfect sense. Dear Lord, now the Pirates are trying to lose. This is terrible. Yeah, but you can't believe a word he says. He's making this up as he goes along. He'll trip up on his own words yet. Time to see how consistently the professor's testimony matches up with his actual actions. Well, the Pirates are going to pirate from the looks of things. Alright. So... oh, hey, you got a strikeout. Hot damn. Maybe that'll get him going. He'll get 3 straight and then get 3 next inning, maybe. If he even gets to the second inning. I will say this is one of those things where, like, I'm not 100% sure what the line of dialogue is. Oh wow, he hit him. Damn. Skeens, you are falling apart, man. Huh. They really pull Skeens already? Well, that's the end of my parlay. Yep, they pulled them already. Damn. Well, that's the end of my one parlay. I needed 6 strikeouts. He got 1. Fuck. Damn, poor Skeens, man. Fuck. Oof. That's not even my big money parlay. I got a home run parlay that is kind of the quote-unquote big money parlay. So, at least it's not a lot that I lost off that. Man, that is... Hopefully he bounces back his next start, but God, he looked bad. Given this is what the start of the season kind of looks like. Yeah, I would argue none of this really matters. Okay, yeah, give me the hint. Give me a hint. Dear Lord, man. The Pirates are awful right now. I'm gonna get ready for the Washington game. Well, no, I know what it is. I know what the item is. The question is, like, is it the last one or not? Because to me, the last one doesn't make sense for anything. I'd argue that, like, this doesn't fit with that last one. Because I knew it's the tape recorder. It just, I feel like there's got to be an argument. I was like, what did I hit? Fuck it. Like, this is the line I'm mostly on. Because it doesn't make sense why he would give us the pre-recording if he would be seen as an accomplice. So that's the one I'm going to go with first.
Objection!
Okay, so. That one to me just seemed weird. Like, I don't understand why he would say that when he gives us the thing that makes him look suspicious. Alright, let me try. Because normally it's the last one. Normally.
Objection!
And it is. Okay, cool. It normally is the last line of dialogue, but it felt like the two before it made more sense in the long run. I don't know why. That's just what it felt like to me. Alright. So let me get this straight. You were trying to help Miss Woods? Huh. There's nothing more than a... That's nothing more than a bald-faced lie. No offense, Your Honor. Ugh. I mean, I get the argument. My thing, though, is why bring up her saying he would look like an accomplice when he gave us something that makes him look like more than an accomplice? Like, his argument is, oh, the pre-recorded is pre-recorded because of this. That's not what it looks like, even to the fucking dumbest of human beings. It's just the game being stupider than me, which is tough to do.
Such defamation of my character and your hair follicles, Your Honor. It is an outrage. Miss Sykes will clarify her statement, but leave my hair follicles out of it this time.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. Now, please take a look at this. The witness gave this tape to Mr. O'Connor. Then he slyly whispered, "Take this to the police and tell them you found it."
There was no whispering, slyly or otherwise, involved. I simply did that out of kindness.
Objection!
The tape contained our client's voice. In short, it is incredibly damning evidence. Why would it even exist if the witness wasn't trying to pin the murder on our client? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not yours. You never had good intentions, only lies to protect yourself with while blaming another. You, Professor, are the embodiment of the Dark Age of law.
Oh, fuck, did you? She got bars, bro!
Uh-oh, Ganon's back.
Why? Why, you little? You dare call my teachings and methods lies?
Oh, fuck. Okay, Ganondorf. That's 100% Ganon. That's 100% Ganon. Like, this man 100% flipped the switch.
Themis Legal Academy is a proud institution. It's the most powerful in the world. You'll never forget what true education and lawyering means once I'm through with you.
Huh? Professor Means? What's with your hair?
Quiet! No talking in class!
Oh, God! Oh, shit, it's homeroom. Guys, get your fucking notepads out. I don't have a Ganon. Like, Ganon's had a handful of voices as well. You've got, like, Pig Ganon, which is, like, really deep. And then you've got, who's the voice actor that does Ganon in, Tears of the Kingdom? Because they're really fucking good. I forget who it is. They're really good. And their Ganon is much more kind of just dark. And more high-pitched, but dark in essence. So, like, there's a handful of Ganon voices. Is it Mercer that does it? I didn't think it was Mercer. I thought it was like, because I wanted to say Troy Baker, and I was like, no, there's no way it's Troy Baker. Is that who does it? I don't remember it being Mercer. The IMDb. Go to my favorite website for everything. Was it Mercer who did Ganon and... Well, first they gotta give me all the Japanese voices first. Quit tapping on the blackboard, Professor. I'm trying to study here. Oh yeah? Yeah, it was Matthew Mercer. Damn. That makes sense why it's fucking amazing. Because the dude is arguably the best voice actor ever. And I will die on that hill. Okay. I got the Nats Cubbies game on now.
Eyes and ears up here. Everyone. Homeroom is now in session.
It is kind of leaning towards more that grovelly lower tone now that he's angry. We've seen Yusuke Kitagawa in Persona, yeah. We've gotten well into that.
We will begin with roll call. Athena Sykes.
Huh? Oh, here. That is a very Mercer voice. That is a very Mercer voice. That makes a lot of sense. I heard Matt Mercer on my walk. I got an ad for Critical Role. So immediately I was like, well, that's Matt Mercer. Tell. And then was like, oh, it's Critical Role. Okay, that explains it.
Apollo Justice.
Yeah, I'm fine. Here.
Fool! The proper response is here, without any extraneous information.
Ouch! Here.
Next, Your Honor. Here. See, class, that's the proper way to answer. Simon Blackquill.
Yeah, Matt Mercer screams SPO. That's the perfect casting choice.
I said Simon Blackquill. Are you here or not?
Dude, oh my god, oh man, this is where Blackwell's the GOAT. This is where Blackwell's my GOAT right now. There's always one, isn't there?
Well then, I'll just mark you absent. Now, get out of my class this instant. Get out? Very well. That is your wish. Who am I to defy my homeroom teacher? Is that such a good idea, Prosecutor Black? Prosecutor Blackquill is free of his shackles.
It just so happens I was a member of my high school's disciplinary committee. But is that really that shocking?
constabulary lapdog to teacher's pet. What a malleable mutt you are, Fulbright. Very good, Bobby. You just earned a gold star and a promotion to head disciplinarian. All right, class is now in session.
Why do I have the sudden urge to go to the nurse's office with a stomach ache? I fucking love this.
Pay attention! I am not the killer. Juniper is. This will be on the next test, so you had better be listening.
Objection!
But Professor, you created the phony tape to pin the blame on Juniper. Plus, you were the only one who couldn't move the body during the mock trial.
Athena, you disappoint me so. To think you would label me a murderer. Now pay attention. The murder occurred the 23rd between 6 and 8 p.m. But I was already at home by that time, so how could I have been involved in this crime?
Objection!
Professor Means, can you really prove you had already gone home by that time?
Can you prove that I was still at school?
No. No, I can't.
So you admit it. Well, you just earned extra credit for your honesty. But you have also earned yourself lavatory cleaning duties until you graduate.
Ew! I love this. This section has been my favorite part. No way, man! I totally object! Robin? I can't believe I fell for the professor's silver-tongued lies.
Why, you? How dare you talk about your teacher like that?
I'm not listening to you anymore, man! No way, no how. Now, I have a confession to make. You know, those 2 statues that were on stage? I didn't make them all by myself! The statues on stage? Do I want to know where this is headed? I was able to finish one of them, but the last bell rang before I had time for the other one. So, I asked Professor Means to make it for me. In other words, the professor was there on the stage after the last bell. Right, and it would have been way past 7 p.m. before he could have finished.
Professor Means was still at school? This is, well, this is incredibly important testimony.
The professor told me. I'll take care of it. I thought my parents would let me be an artist if I said I made both statues myself. I'm so sorry for not telling the truth.
Quick, somebody get this juvenile delinquent out of my sight. Simon, you're head honcho among the delinquents. Do something! Yeah! And who's in charge of the class pet around here?
One reason why I love this time skip. Old bag is probably in a grave. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You don't get that. You don't get that. NFL Rush Zone? Sounds like it would have been one of those like Blitz type of games. Oh, yeah, no, I remember. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. Uh-huh. I remember when the commercials aired for that. I literally looked at it and went, this is the stupidest idea Nickelodeon's ever had. I think it was Nickelodeon it aired on. It was either Nickelodeon or Disney, because I remember seeing the adverts. Dude, it had 3 seasons? That's crazy. That's insane. I would not have thought that show had 3 seasons. Not interested. But if you want a class in swordsmanship, I'm your man. Of course. Only real blades will do. No swords at school. All weapons will be confiscated. Nurse! Nurse! Where's a school nurse when you need one? It would seem Sykestono seeks a showdown, Professor. In which case, you would do well to draw your staff, quick as lightning. Very well, then I will just have to prove my innocence myself. The real reasons begin in second period. Prepare to be served, old school style. I will say my heart rate is going. I'm at a 95. What does that... never mind. Your testimony, please. Now pay attention. Robin took over half a day to complete one statue. I, however, finished most of the other statue between 7 and 8:30 p.m. The defendant, Juniper, saw the 2 statues with her own eyes at 8:30 p.m. Completing a statue so quickly meant I could not leave the stage for a single second. How could I have possibly had the time to go to the art room and commit murder? You're saying the defendant saw the finished statues? Precisely. She said so herself at the detention center yesterday. Her defense team was there and heard her say so too. Don't try to deny it now. Whew. This man's giving me some neck pain. Oh, right. The professor was there when that matter came up. Before I address the professor's charges... Okay. I have a question for Robin. How hard would it be to complete a statue like that in 1.5 hours? It would probably take me at least twice as LONG. So personally, I think it would be incredibly difficult to finish in that short a time. God, that didn't exactly help our case. But he won't get off that easy. He's bound to stumble over his own slippery means. Miss Newman took over half a day? Can you please be a little more precise than that? What a wonderful question. He was having quite a tough time, you see.
Professor Gavin's statue alone took her from the morning hours into the evening. Well, it is a rather large statue, after all. Don't be silly. It merely exposes the difference between student and teacher.
Hold it!
Most of the other statue? What exactly does that mean?
Robin created the basic outline of Mr. Wright's statue before the last bell rang. I, in turn, completed the rest of it.
I see. In academics, as well as art, learning the basics is incredibly important. In short, you skipped the most important part of statue making, didn't you?
Why, you insolent little! It is the practical application built upon the basics that takes so much time. Professors such as I mastered the basics a long time ago.
Ryan Reynolds got a single? Fuck yeah. Thank you for the update, Jaren. I appreciate it. Next up's gonna be Colson Montgomery. Need one hit, run, or ribby. Colson Montgomery. Oh, and of course, Miz already has fucking one strikeout. Damn it. Watch, everyone else is gonna hit their mark. And Paul Skeens just had a bad day. That just sucks, man. Fucking sucks.
Unlike Miss Fancy Pants here, who lacks all lawyery fundamentals.
Oh, quiet, you.
Now do you understand? I did not leave the stage until I was done. Well, Miss Sykes, do you accept the witness's claims?
Not on your life, Buster. No, I don't. I know there's more to this, and I won't stop until the truth comes out. Lowe got 2 homers? God damn, Brandon Lowe having a good start to the year, man.
The more you struggle, the more you sink, like so much legal quicksand, so to speak. I use the world's ultimate technique to complete the statue by 8:30 p.m.
Hold it!
Maybe our client only thought she saw the statues.
Silence.
Pity for you, but we have already confirmed it with the accused. She is on record as having seen both statues.
Yeah, that's true. Just thought I'd give it a shot.
I've the ultimate classroom techniques. It is absolutely airtight. I will bury you. This will be your final resting place, along with all who believed in you.
Okay, Gannon. God damn. Is there no way to get to this guy?
You better pay attention. Pay very close attention.
Hold it!
Why were you in such a hurry?
In the legal world, your body is your capital. The early bird gets the worm. That's why I get to bed at 9 p.m. each and every night. And that's why I was working as fast as I could. I didn't want to miss my bedtime. Well, ready to concede that I never left the stage?
I'd be careful, Athena. You don't have anything. It's probably best to just grin and bear it for now until you find something to nail him with.
But... When will you cease this nonsense? I am quite busy today, as I was the night of the crime.
Hold it!
Yeah, but you could have taken a short break or something.
Preposterous! I didn't even have 10 minutes to spare. Not even 5 for a visit to the lavatory.
Oh, man. I thought James Wood had... Oh, never mind. That's not even James Wood. I thought it was James Wood. It was, Keibert Ruiz hitting second? Nope. That's Campero hitting second. I thought James Wood got a home run for a second, but it wasn't even James Wood. I just looked over and saw a deep fly in Wrigley.
Let me ask you, Your Honor, do you find anything wrong with my claim? So far it appears that your statement, that your statue making was quite a difficult chore. I see nothing that could overturn your claim that you never left the stage.
The art room is only a few steps away. What's the plan? All I can think of is pressing him like crazy. That's all I can think of too. Just have to seek out a hole to exploit. Tried everything, but I still can't prove anything. I guess I concede.
Couldn't hear you. Say it louder this time.
I concede that Professor Means never left the stage.
That's right. But what took you so long? I was there at the stage the entire time. I couldn't possibly have committed that crime.
I'm not gonna give up here.
I'm afraid I have to side with the witness, Miss Sykes. And unless you have any further objections, I'll have to put this issue to rest.
Objection!
Not yet. The defense still has an objection. Athena, you've thought of something? Well, as I said, not yet. Oh, so it's time for legal smoke and mirrors. Oh, it's only smoke and mirrors. Oh, it's only smoke and mirrors to me. Got such a good theme. Not yet, Athena. It's not yet time to quit. It's at times like these when it seems like there's no way out that you have to. Terrain doubled. There you go. Yeah, I have to turn the case upside down. Instead of focusing on whether Professor Means could have gone to the art room, I should focus on how he could commit murder without going there.
It seems our young lady has a real bona fide idea. But I'll use any means necessary. even casting stones if it'll distract her. Who brought the bird to school? Psych, Stono. If I hear one word of your usual jibber-jabber, I shall have your head. The murder occurred in the art room, yet the witness was on the stage. How do you propose to fill the vast gap between those two key facets?
Oh, Michael Bush doubled. You need Horner and Abrams in the Nats-Cubs game. You need Bichette for the Mets. Got a chance, man. Got a chance.
If I accept the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time, the only other answer is that we got something else wrong. Wait, that's it. Every last one of us made a huge mistake. We were totally wrong about the blank.
Suspect, murder weapon, crime scene. I do have to look at this because... Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's the murder weapon. The murder weapon, I believe, is the arrow. I think it's the murder weapon.
What if we got the murder weapon wrong?
Really now? And what do you intend to label the murder weapon then?
Huh. Oh,
Okay, so that's weird because I feel like that could have been legitimately the answer, but okay. Okay.
Perhaps you bludgeoned the victim to death with your duller-than-dull thinking.
give you a choice this time. Either change your thinking or suffer a penalty. But I know we got something wrong. So I guess I'll have the penalty.
Huh. So was the crime scene then? Because it's not the suspect. Okay, never mind. It's the suspect.
He must be the killer.
Ridiculous! The defense has become utterly incoherent.
No, it's just the murder wasn't committed where we thought it was.
Continue, Psych Stono.
Okay, the murder was actually committed here.
Because we all thought it was the art room. It's not the art room. Is it the stage though?
The greatest riddle of this case has been how the body was moved from the art room. But if the murder occurred on the stage, that means the body was never moved at all.
Which isn't right. Because the body was moved. So it's got to be the lecture hall.
Silly girl. When the body was found, there wasn't a drop of blood on the stage floor. Surely there would have...
Well, no, never mind. I just thought of a way they could have happened on the stage.
Surely there would have been some blood if that's where the murder was committed.
Wasn't any blood on the stage? Really? But there was something on stage at the time of the murder that's now bloodstained.
Take that!
It's true. There were no bloodstains on the stage floor, but there was something on the stage that did have a blood stain. And that would be this school banner. No blood would have gotten on the floor if this were under the victim when she was killed.
Oh my, that's quite a compelling theory.
Silence!
What is it now? My theory makes perfect sense.
That was a pathetic attempt. You must put every inch of your body into your attacks. The autopsy states the cause of death was loss of blood, yet only a trace amount was found upon that banner. Where did the rest go? Blood getting on there when the body was moved by wire makes more sense than not.
Very good, Simon. Tell me, what's your first choice for higher education? I'll write you the ultimate in recommendation letters. You're all but guaranteed to get in.
Objection!
Actually, the defense has something to explain that as well.
You do?
There was only a trace amount of blood on the school banner. Then there must have been something else the killer used to soak up the blood. All I have to do is figure out what. And it's pretty fucking obvious. This is what soaked up most of the victim's blood. The Gavineers banner. That's why it was burned, because you burn evidence. Because you could easily test it for blood. Yeah.
Why, it looks like there's some other piece of fabric on top of the school banner.
It's the Gavineers banner that had been specifically made for the school concert. Since it's on top of the school banner, the blood would have hit it first. It could have easily absorbed most of the blood, like a dishcloth. And only a small amount would have soaked through to the school banner below. So, it makes total sense for the school banner to only have a little blood on it.
So that banner absorbed the blood like a dishcloth. Yes, that would explain it.
Yep, 37 pitches, and my god, he looked bad in those 37. I think he threw, what, 27 strikes? They said, I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that. You know what? I'm gonna change games. I'm gonna watch the Milwaukee game, if I can. Can I watch the Milwaukee game? Oh, it's only on... Okay, that one I can see. What about this one? Yep, guess I just watched the Nats game. Well, you would think you'd get like a warm-up from being in the World Baseball Classic, so I'm very surprised he looked as bad as he did. Because I could understand that if like all you had was spring training. I kind of get that, but you would think the World Baseball Classic would have been a good warm-up. That's why I'm surprised he played as bad as he did. The Gavineers banner was like a dishcloth? Surely it was at least towel quality.
Simon, don't just stand there. Do something.
Silence.
Sykes-Stono, you are learning to wield a blade quite well. How will you respond when I come slashing at you like this? The remnant of a large bloodstain was detected in the art room. Why would there be blood there if the murder occurred on the stage as you claim?
The bloodstain in the art room was faked. How? I'll tell you how. All that was needed was something that could transport the blood upstairs. And that something was a piece of evidence we just finished discussing. What a catch! Holy shit.
Take that!
The killer could have used this to transport the victim's blood.
You don't say. Care to explain how that would be possible?
Your Honor, nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it. Besides, all you need is...
Far-fetched arguments like that have no place in the court of law.
What was worth a try? Oh, okay. My brain apparently is just like, well... But... Just finished discussing. Oh. So, are we saying it's the Gaviniers one then? Because I figured it was this.
Take that!
So I guess it's the Gaviniers one? Yep. Ooh. Weimer homered. So Joey Weimer gets the first homer for the Nats.
To think you'd stoop so low as to present mere garbage to this court.
It's only garbage because someone tried to destroy it by tossing it in the incinerator. That someone was most likely the killer seeking to get rid of crucial evidence. The killer used the wire to bring the blood-soaked Gaviniers banner to the art room. Then, the blood was wiped onto the floor to complete the ruse. Oh, yeah, I see where my brain didn't connect the dots, because that's the one with all of the blood. The other one just had a little bit, that's why. Yeah. It makes perfect sense. I like that he went from being very, like, sociable to, like, full-on primal now in my voicing of him.
Order! Order! This is quite a development. To think the body was never actually moved. Hold it right there! The body must have been moved! How else do you explain the loud crash you heard during the mock trial? If it wasn't caused by the body crashing into the statues, then what was it?
Ooh, strike out for Abrams. I hadn't thought of that. If that loud crash wasn't the body hitting the statues, then what was it indeed? The knot in the school banner shows that something was carried along the wire in it. So if that's true, I know what I have to find. Something that was in the art room before the murder and then on the stage after. Oh, well, I know that one. That one's pretty damn easy. Boom, Lady Justice.
That statue?
Yes, I believe it was the statue that broke the other two, not Professor Court's body. The unique statue you see on the right, that's the pure white Lady Justice from earlier. Professor Court accidentally broke it while she was polishing it the day before the mock trial, but she used her unique artistic sense and technique to repair it as you see here. Nobody would have guessed that it was originally Lady Justice.
Silence!
Perhaps you are onto something. But why, pray tell, would anyone move that scrap heap relic in such a tedious manner?
Excellent question, Simon. Keep them coming.
You know why, but the fact that you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Means was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. If we consider the facts, then Lady Justice was moved in order to... Interrupt the mock trial, point us to the body, hide the body. I'm assuming point us to the body. Isn't this technically the same thing? Like, this feels like the same exact thing, just worded differently. Because technically, I think interrupt the mock trial is more correct, because it gives him, you know, a reason to be like, I wasn't there because I had to run out once I heard that thing. But this is more accurate. Like, both of these seem to be the same thing. I'm gonna go interrupt the mock trial. Professor Means was trying to interrupt the mock trial. That must be the answer. Okay, so it's not that. I feel like they're both the exact same.
And let me ask this. Why would the professor want to interrupt the mock trial?
I object, Your Honor. I object to how you always ask people questions like that. You try thinking for yourself once in a while. Okay, this was worth it.
Oh, I just had a thought. It invokes a penalty for a certain smart alecky defense attorney.
Yeah, so it was to lead us to the body. You're not about to tell me that it wasn't to lead us to the body. Professor Means used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. He wanted to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way of pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi.
That's quite a persuasive argument. For a while there, I thought you weren't taking the trial seriously. Well done. You should never underestimate me, Athena Sykes. Professor Means always means what he says, and says what he means by all means.
Fine then. Say it already. I'm waiting.
The murder occurred the night before, but the body wasn't found until late the next day. Countless students passed the stage till they met in the lecture hall for the mock trial. So answer me this. Why didn't anyone see the body that entire time?
That can be explained by,
If the victim was murdered on the stage and left there, the body would inevitably have been discovered. And of course, there was nowhere to hide a body upon that stage.
This is not good, Athena. Our claim is this close to being beaten to a pulp. I know. We've come so far.
Consider yourself schooled. I couldn't have possibly killed anyone. The killer is none other than Juniper Woods. It always has been, and it always will be.
Just wait a minute.
Poor Juniper. You must seriously regret having asked you to defend her. And to add insult to injury, you nearly had Hugh convicted for murder.
Yes, he did just make a schooled pun. Are you talking about Dr. Crowler? I mean, he technically, you know, he could be in that Dr. Crowler. Dr. Crowler spot. I could see it. He would use ancient gear golems too. No, actually, he would use, oh, what were they called? Oh, what were they called? They were legitimately, like, devised from Roman and Greek mythology, almost. Oh, man, they were all, like, beast warrior types, so it worked perfectly. I summon ancient gear golem. Consider yourself schooled. Oh, what is this? Oh, what were they? The gladiator beasts? Yes, they were! Yeah, oh, he would totally use gladiator beasts. He would totally use gladiator beasts. 150%. Oh, there we go. Gladiator beast Spartacus. Hell yeah. Yeah, this man would rock the gladiator beast.
Surely you haven't forgotten that little fiasco.
They really still in the second inning? Did they just... Is the Milwaukee game? No. Milwaukee's in a dome. What the hell? FanDuel's having issues. Well, I need Nico Horner in this game. I just realized. I need 2 bases from Horner.
Not only did you fail to defend your client, you also raised false charges against her friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer.
Oh shit. Athena had the mental breakdown.
Don't tell me I failed once again. Don't this save someone near and dear to me? I worked so hard to become a lawyer, and even studied psychology. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again?
We have not learned enough about that yet. I need that backstory, damn it. I need that backstory.
Athena, what's wrong? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Relax, Athena. Breathe.
She's dying over here. One liberal arts degree, so it's not useless. I mean, she's using it. That's the positive.
It's not working. Everything's going dark. For all I've done. Is this how it ends? Give me, Junie. I couldn't protect you like I said I would.
No. You leave Athena alone, man! She's the one who saved me!
It's because of Athena that I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved the friendship between Hugh, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best.
But I raised false charges against Hugh. And that's not all. I've done some seriously unforgivable things, dear Lord. Good guy, Hugh? What's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. You used legitimate means to expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important. But what does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I've come so far is... Hugh with that fucking double turn, man. Even now at this very moment, I still believe in you. Junie? I know you better than most people, Thena. And I know you'd never surrender to the dark age of the law like the professor did. Thank you, Junie, but I feel like I can barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence!
Stop your bleeding this instant, you looking utter fool.
Prosecutor Blackwell?
There is one who awaits you, is there not? And that is the reason you've studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up on all you have worked for thus far? It would not do. It would not do to have you disappoint you know who. You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me.
I mean, I can see the shipping. I can see people shipping it. Do I agree with it? Not really, but I can see the shipping.
No evidence or anything else to establish my guilt. You are helpless before the might of lawyers for whom the ends justifies the means.
Objection!
Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. Reason number 4,842 to hate the shipping community. I mean, they ship everybody. You're gonna have everybody shipped with everybody. This is how it works. The truth will always win against people like him. But, Apollo, what am I supposed to do now? Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath, look back over the entire case. There's truth to be found. There always is. You're sure to find it. Now, let me see you smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Thanks, everyone. You don't have to worry about me now. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Prepare for your utter defeat. Aw, shit. Professor Corb was killed in the art room. She wasn't killed in the art room. She was killed right where her body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body there from somewhere else. That means the body had to have been hidden somewhere on stage until it was found. Professor Means is just like... Her power's over 9,000! He grabs his scouter and just crushes it. Let me think along these lines and see where it takes us. First up, when did Professor Means remove the body from its hiding place? Well, let's see. What was he doing right before the body was discovered? He was using the span of time. His fake alibi created to move the body to where it would be more easily spotted.
What? 9,000? There's no way that's right.
For the mock trial, during the mock trial, after the mock trial. Well, if he's using his time, that was during the mock trial. It was during the mock trial, specifically. Junie wasn't there during the speech. Means and the judge, Vegeta and Rex. Yeah, I could see it. That feels like an insult, though, to my boy Vegeta. I mean, it had to be during the speech, right? That's the only time he's really going to be able to utilize that. I would think. Professor Means moved the body to an easily seen location during his long pre-recorded speech. The professor also moved something to the stage that wasn't there before, specifically white statue. During the mock trial, Professor Means wrapped the White Lady's Justice in the school banner and sent it zipping down to the stage with a crash, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I see what you did there. Clever. He drew attention to the body and made it look like the murder occurred in the art room. But was there anywhere to hide a body on that stage? Doesn't seem likely. No, there had to be someplace. Wait a second. How about something that should have been finished, but was only mostly done? Something was used to cover the body up, but it didn't draw unique attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. In that way, no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. What was already on the stage and capable of concealing a body? School banner, the right statue, the Gavin statue. Both statues were broken when we got there. Right? I'm trying to remember what the scene looked like when we got there. Is there like a image of the scene when we were there? Nope. Okay, well. The statues were both broken, which they broke from the statue being moved there. So the only answer would have been the school banner. The only answer to me. Yeah, they did have pieces everywhere. But, like, we know the statues broke from, you know, bringing the Lady Justice down. I really feel like the statue makes the most sense, because I don't remember the school banner being there. There were pieces for the right statue. They were just all in one place. And not all the pieces were there. I got a feeling I'm overthinking it, but I'm starting to try and put pieces together. Yeah, the right statue had a bunch of pieces just right there where you couldn't finish it. Because he's worked on one of the statues. I don't remember which one Robin finished. Because it's one of the statues, because he had to work on one of the statues. So, he would have put her in a statue. I just don't know which one he worked on. I don't remember which one Robin finished. Because she told us which one she finished, too. I want to say it was the Gavin one. It might be the right statue. Yeah, fuck it. I can save anyways. Let me do it. Let me do it anyways. No, I thought Robin finished one of them. I thought Robin finished one of them. Because he said it took Robin a day and a half to finish one. And Robin didn't have enough time to finish the other. Yeah, I'm gonna go the right statue. I thought she was talking about the Gavin statue. I'm probably wrong on this, though. Oh, I know. The Mr. Right statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped under some cloth to hide what was really inside, clearly disguising it as the boss's statue. Because, like, I don't remember the scene well right now. I don't remember ever seeing the statue finished. I will say that much. So, I remember we put together the Gavin statue. Miss Newman gave up on the right statue, yet Professor Mean seemed... Miss Newman gave up on the right statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night.
Yes, what an impressive feat that was.
Objection!
Is it the second photo? I don't see the Gavin statue, but that's where the right statue's supposed to be. So... Oh! Okay, it's that one. Yeah, okay, the Gavin statue's done. Yeah. I legitimately never noticed the statue in this photo. My eyes go straight to everything on the right side in the center. I never noticed the statue. I never noticed the statue. I never saw that once. And we looked at those photos a lot. I never saw it. That was legitimately why I was like, man, I wish we had a photo of the actual, like, scene. No, his so-called work of art deserves none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work. The murder of Professor Court.
Come again. I'm afraid I don't follow.
He hid the body by making it look like the statue of Mr. Wright. With the body wrapped under a piece of cloth, it looked just like a statue.
Now this is getting interesting. No! This is getting preposterous! How would such a thing even be possible?
Objection!
We'll never know until we try. Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going. Okay, Apollo. Time to turn me into a reasonable likeness of Mr. Right. I'm going to pose like the statue, like so. And now, I want you to wrap me up in a cloth so that I look like a statue. I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth?
I'm afraid that isn't the right color, Mr. Justice.
Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor. All right. I think that about does it. Well, what do you think, everyone? Do I look just like a statue of Mr. Right, or what?
Looks like some random person to me. Aren't the statues a pair of busts?
Phoenix Wright has that spiky hair on the back of his head. Forget the hair. The statue's head is way bigger than your average person's anyway. You gotta hand it to me for trying, anyway. Wait, that's it. The hands. Her arms are raised over her head, and there are dark bruises around her wrist. Yep. This is just a flashback. I thought she was talking. The marks on her wrist indicated she'd been tied up. Apollo, tie me up in a new pose. Kinky. Wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you? Well, they made the joke for me. What? No! Besides, it was your idea. Just tell me how to tie your hands already. Professor Court's wrists were tied together, and I can't help but think that's related. Should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given her hands were tied? I mean, in an objection pose. Tie both of my hands in an objection pose. You sure? What about the spiky hair on the back of the head? Oh, I know. The boss is right there. Go pull some out and you can glue it on. Okay, I'm on it.
Objection!
Ouch! What do you think you're doing, Apollo? Sorry, Athena. I couldn't do it. Don't be such a wimp.
Oh, how unfortunate. I was looking forward to seeing where that was headed.
I forgot to save.
Well, that's enough. I see no need in prolonging this trial any further. The defense's case is fucking bullshit.
You know what? That's a great animation. We hadn't actually gotten to see that animation, so I'm kind of happy I got to. That corner we just got out? Nope, Alex Bregman. I'm not gonna lie, I did not know Alex Bregman was with the Cubbies. Apollo, tie both of my hands behind my head. See, this makes it possible to fake the spikes on the back of Mr. Wright's head. Sure, but then what about the statue's arm? Both arms behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awfully hard to make the objection pose like this. I can't help thinking you've forgotten something, Athena. Something on the body that you don't have right now. That's a lot of money for an older Bregman. That's a lot of money.
Take that!
Oh, right. There was an arrow sticking out of her side. Okay, Apollo, take that and plunge it into my side. What are you, crazy? Fine, then go get some duct tape. Rapido. Alright, alright. I don't need to know other languages to know bossy when I hear it. The fatal arrow to the side. Spiky hair created from 2 hands. A masterpiece in the making. Now, cover me with that cloth. Remember to make the arrow stand out, okay? Mommy, the arm's too short. Shh, remember your indoor voice. Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. But, what else could you use for the arm?
Still won't give up, eh? I must commend you, if only for your spirit and determination. Of course she's not giving up. For all she's put me through, she owes me an explanation, and one that makes sense. Now, disappoint me again and the penalty will be doubly painful.
Yikes, I guess I better get it right this time. Think, Athena. Think. Professor Court was murdered when she stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. If it wasn't premeditated, he must have used something close at hand in his little ruse. Apollo, show me the stage setup photos again. Like that? Right now? Okay. Hold on. Please, 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 please be in this photo. Just has to be. The arm on the Mr. Wright statue is really this right here. I mean, this is like the only thing you got that could be extended.
Take that!
Got it. I know what he used for the arm on the statue of Mr. Wright.
This is absurd. There is no such thing in this photo.
Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there.
Staff! This is the spear of a great legal warrior.
Whatever, just hurry up and lend it to me. This is something. This is something. Man, Colson Montgomery struck out twice so far. The length is perfect. Mr. Wright couldn't possibly object to such an awesome arm. Okay, go for it, Apollo. Sure, I'll give your arm a hand. Cloth and binding coming right up. This is a lot of work for something that feels like you've already proven. That statue could also be doing something else other than just an objection pose. I'm just gonna say that much.
It's Phoenix Wright. Look, it's that famous lawyer.
That's definitely him. Yeah, I'd know that pose anywhere. Did it! Didn't we?
Well, am I not the spitting image of the legendary Phoenix Wright? The man who will bring us out of these dark ages and into an era of brilliant golden light.
Golden light. All I see before me is the pink specter of a man.
And she laughs.
That's just because Mr. Wright likes his statue. He's positively tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink.
Ugh. That joke deserves a pink slip.
Seems the gallery's quite impressed with the defense's sharp thinking. And the witness? Bah, the resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence. Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I can prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence.
See if it's a staff or spear. I mean, we know it's a spear. He has said as much. I mean, test the spear for blood is the easiest way.
We had assumed the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcefully shoved in. But if the wound was from this spear instead, then we should be able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it.
Your Honor, a brief recess, if you will. By any means possible. What if I get rid of my spear? Wait, what if I burn it? If I do that, I'll be found innocent. If I'm innocent, I tell you. Yes, I'm innocent, I tell you.
Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now, I ask you in the gallery, help me decide the professor's fate.
Retake bar exam. I like that. 30% salary cut. Now let me put on the O's game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we got him.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what has become of our witness, Aristotle Means?
It is as Psyche Stono suspected. Blood was detected on his staff. He has admitted to his heinous crime. All of it.
It's so weird to see Taylor Ward as no. He grew his hair out too.
He shall join us in the clink tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there.
Great. He'll teach felons that the end justifies the means. So much for rehabilitation.
Can I ask what the professor's motives was?
I could barely make out a word he said on account of his shattered teeth.
One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist, too?
I eventually had him put pen to paper. Turns out Professor Means was the one taking bribes. The victim had suspected him after a report from the class snitch. That led her to question him at length the day of the killing. Right there, on that stage. The result, a heinous crime that was brought before this court. The fool, like Newman, had come to know of the script's contents via the victim's note. Seems he came up with a plan to stab the victim with her own awl in order to make the killing look like the one in the script, and thus frame the defendant.
But the scrap of paper with Hugh's name had the same mark as Professor Court's planner.
Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating at the top of their class.
Really? So then...
Indeed. Once upon a time, Professor Means was also awarded the same notebook. The handwriting is being analyzed now. Like as not, the scrap belonged to him. This, too, was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had obtained. Now that Constance Court was clean, and that only Aeropostale Means took the bribe.
To think a professor would murder a colleague, then try to pin it on a student. If this is the dark age of law, then we can only hope that a brighter future awaits. And the first step is to hand down my verdict for a promising young lady. This court finds the defendant Juniper Woods not guilty! Woo! Yeah! Woo! I wish you all the best on your road to becoming a courtroom judge. We will need young people like you because literally I take on every fucking case and it is a busy fucking job. If we ever hope to restore law to this former glory.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all of you to make a difference.
Proudly serve Professor Court's memory. Do not let her death be in vain.
That's the last thing I expected to hear from him today.
Court is adjourned.
Oh, I just realized I never turned up my mic.
Thank you, Thena. I really mean it.
It was nothing, really. I can take the biggest tangled mess of a case and unravel it just like that. I don't know, you look pretty wound up there at the end, literally and figuratively. You look pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster.
I wanted to thank you too, Apollo.
Don't mention it.
Well, you were always there for Thena when she was in a bind. And at the detention center where your smile gave me hope when there was none. It was like the warm rays of the sun shining down on peaceful woodlands.
Okay, you two, get a fucking room.
I think you're an absolutely amazing person.
Thanks, Juniper. That means a lot to me. But I still have lots of work to do. And I can't wait until we see you on the judge's bench.
I promise you I'll get there someday. That's why until that day. Oh? Guys, I've got some big news. I mean, this is huge. Oh, am I interrupting something?
No, it's okay. I think. So, what's the big news?
The school festival! It was supposed to have been canceled after what happened, but
We just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Court, who worked so hard to make it happen. The festival is being extended one extra day until tomorrow.
really?
All right. Animu!
We've got a special treat for all of you. A love letter for Themis Legal Academy. Achtung, baby. It's time for the Guitar Serenade.
He did put a good amount of into it, and I appreciate that. He did have a good amount of in that tune. So I appreciate that. October 27th, Themis Legal Academy, 3rd floor lecture hall.
Wow, that was so much fun. School festivals are amazing. I think you and Robin are getting a little carried away. Ah, your singing voice, Juniper. It could melt my Heart.
Mr. Wright, thank you for that training seminar.
Just remember the objection pose is all about attitude. Oh, and congratulations on your mock trial win. Although, Robin had you for a while there.
I did, didn't I? But I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll stick with becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm going to make up for my mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court.
Mock trial loss? What loss? Wait, did they reprise the trial and Hugh won? So, does this mean it's really gonna happen? Juniper, there's something I've been wanting to say to you.
Huh?
I love that Trucy's here for this. This is great.
Oh, is he going to do what I think he is?
Juniper, can we still be friends? You know, best friends, like we've always been.
Huh? Best friends? Hugh, weren't you going to profess your love for Juniper if you won the mock trial?
No, I was going to confess that I'm not a genius and that I'm really 25 years old. But you already dragged it out of me during the trial.
Whoops. Listen, Hugh. You too, Robin. Miriam.
Fucking Miriam? Why are we bringing up Box over here?
Miriam's got this tactical espionage action stuff down to a science. I've been thinking, it's up to us to put an end to the dark age of law if we can. Let's all work together to usher in a new age where winning only results from the truth. And the end never justifies the means. Count me in!
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I figured, I realized this, a little while ago. She does that because she's a solid snake. I've made the solid snake jokes constantly. I didn't even contemplate the fact that she does that because she's solid snake. legitimately, my brain never put that together. But I made all the references, you know, all the jokes. Didn't put that together. Best friends forever, huh? No matter what, the games begin. No matter what, may the best man win. Oh, one of the greatest tracks from the OG season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh. Here forever, no matter what, we'll be friends forever. No matter what. Anyone says nothing beats true friendship. You bet. What about your BFF, Apollo? Aren't you a bit too old to be using that word? But yeah, he's the best friend a guy could have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about the new girl in the office. Hey, no talking about me behind my back. So what kind of guy is he anyway? Well, if I had to describe him in one word. And so, after some slight arm twisting, Apollo promised to bring me with him. Unfortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. For not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And the bonds between us began to fray and unravel as well. Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind? Man, Taylor Rogers having a rough go of things here. He can get out of trouble. And that brings us to the end of that. And we save. I'm gonna go to the game menu just for a second. Okay, we're on 4. I just wanted to double check because I thought we were going on to 4, but I wasn't 100% sure. Alright. But that is where we're going to call it for today. I don't want to jump into it given we don't have a lot of time to get into Chapter 4. It looks like we are going to see a lot of Fulbright in this next chapter. And Apollo with his hero arc? Question mark? But we will be getting into that one next week. And it looks like episode 5. Is that who I think it is on episode 5? Is that our boy returning? No. That can't be. That can't be our boy that returns in episode 5. I'm now excited for that if that's the case. But yeah, we are going to call it a little bit early. That way, we don't rush into anything too much with this next episode. Tomorrow, we will be back for some more of the Pokemon Black Nuzlocke, where you will get set up for the Elite Four and take on the Elite Four. That's the game plan. It's Elite Four time. I don't feel confident at all, but that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully, it's the end of the hardcore randomized Pokemon Black Nuzlocke. But we'll see. We will see. With that, though... Oh, we can go to the normal... We can change them back to the normal outfits now. I mean, Apollo's gonna be looking badass as fuck. And it makes sense that... I will say, the Themis Academy uniform worked out for that last one. That one worked out. I don't know if I like you in the buttoned-up suit. I'm not gonna lie. I think you need to be rocking the unbuttoned suit, Phoenix. It's more casual and you look cooler. Just saying. But yep. Hello after the training arc. But we will get to the Elite Four tomorrow. And then I will keep everything else quiet because who knows? You guys got to watch tomorrow's episode of Texarkana to find out if we're having an extra stream this week or not. Who knows? Could. We might not. We're at that point in the season where win and go home. Or win or go home. So we'll see. With that though, Jaren, Dash, appreciate you guys for being here. If you're watching out the fire, we're just chilling in the chat. Appreciate you too. And let me get some music going to take us out of here. Ow, that hurt my ear. With that, appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time. Bleeding from the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart, or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste, and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself.